This is Ultimate Swing Golf, and holy crap, yes, Shug is doing a review again. Anyways, this is a new golf game from developer Clap Hands, the studio behind the popular flat series Hot Shots Golf, or as it is now more commonly known as, Everybody's Golf. And for any of you that might remember that name from the days of the PSVR, yes, this is essentially the VR follow-up title to the PSVR version of Everybody's Golf. That just so happens to be skipping the PSVR 2 this time around, as Clap Hands ended its exclusive run with Sony a few years back, making this, for the time being, a meta exclusive. I loved Everybody's Golf on the original PSVR, and I was totally pumped for this sequel. Stick around and find out how the sequel fares on the Quest 2 and 3. Hey guys, it's Chris from the VR Grid, and welcome to the channel. If you like this video, give it a like for us, and if you're interested in more VR content, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss new videos as they drop. I loved Everybody's Golf back on the PSVR. It looked great in the headset, struck a nice balance between arcade and realistic physics, and it just made so much sense to take this series into VR. Jumping into Ultimate Swing Golf, and it's immediately apparent that despite a name change, this is most definitely the spiritual successor to the original PSVR title. Staying true to what worked before, Ultimate Swing Golf sees the series retain its accessible approach to golf, offering up golf physics that walk a fine balance that I would call about 1 part Mario Golf and 2 parts Golf Sim. Which in practical terms means if you're actually good at the real world game of golf, you will feel like a god here. And if you're like my wife and have never swung a golf club before, well, okay, you're still gonna suck. But taking the Happy Gilmore approach will likely still keep you in the game and having a good time, as the game favors swing speed and a straight approach rather than a perfect arc and proper follow-through. What I'm trying to say is that Ultimate Swing Golf definitely has enough precision in its physics to reward a proper stroke, but it's also forgiving enough to prevent those less into the game of golf from having a fun time. I think what Ultimate Swing Golf does well here, and in a slightly more refined way than it did in Everybody's Golf, is create a golf experience that is easy to get into, but hard to master. Hardcore golf players will likely still choose to stick with Golf Plus and its more sim-style leanings, but Ultimate Swing Golf walks that fine line that I spoke of, and it mostly nails it. Now make no mistake, this is big boys golf, so don't expect walkabout mini golf. Each of the game's 5 courses are full-length 18-hole courses, and while you won't find any real-world licensed courses here, each of the game's 5 courses do a nice job of replicating the feel of playing on a real course, though I will say they aren't always as interesting or complex enough on a hole-by-hole basis as some of the best real-world courses found in Golf Plus. Though speaking of walkabout mini golf, I will say that being so used to the putting physics of that game, I did find the putting game here in Ultimate Swing to be one of its weakest features, as the putting game just felt like it lacked a bit of weight, making the ball physics feel a bit floaty and fast. And given that Golf Plus feels more in line with walkabout mini golf, I'm willing to state that Ultimate Swing Golf is the one missing the mark here a bit. It never ruins the game, but as a big fan of walkabout, it's a thing that stuck with me. Outside of the ball and swing physics, Ultimate Swing Golf does take into account wind, ball lie, and weather, as it can also rain on you, which will definitely affect your ball speed when rolling on the fairway or putting. Now, content-wise, I already stated that the game sports 5 18-hole courses, all of which offer up their own distinct locale and visual flavor. Each course also has mirror variations and can be played during different times of day. Starting up the game offers up a simple but effective avatar creator and throws you into 3 mandatory challenge missions that essentially act as the game's tutorial and introduce you to the game's basic mechanics. From here, the game opens up, letting players choose to play the game as they wish, choosing anything from individual holes or complete 18-hole courses. However, much of the game's content is locked away behind the game's challenge mode, of which you started in your tutorial. Challenges range from tasks such as beating a hole or a group of holes under a certain score, completing a set of holes without going out of bounds, or even beating an NPC player in a short round. The latter of which is unfortunately the only way to actually compete against anyone in solo mode outside of the online leaderboards. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually like the carrot on a stick progression here, as here you unlock clothing, additional jailbait caddies, new clubs, and most importantly, new receptionists. No. Japanese games can be so weird. What I really meant was courses. You unlock courses here, as you only start with 2. Unfortunately, the game can get a bit grindy as even 20 challenges deep, and I haven't unlocked a single additional course. Thankfully, the challenges are fun, and I like the game loop well enough. Just know that going in, you're gonna have to work for those extra 3 courses. Now, for those of you who played Everybody's Golf, gone are the putting and chipping practice areas, as is the driving range, which just seems like a real missed inclusion. But all is mostly forgiven, as Ultimate Swing Golf has one huge thing going for it, and that is the inclusion of a 4-player online mode, something which, for many, including myself, was essentially a deal breaker in Everybody's Golf when it came to any real replay value. I think most will agree that the social aspect of chilling with a group of friends while enjoying the virtual outside air is half the fun. Ultimate Swing Golf makes joining up for a game super easy with the ability to join a random lobby or set up private rooms, all with in-game chat, emotes, or quick chat options for cross-language communication. The online multiplayer here is easily the biggest addition to this series, and it adds an almost endless amount of replayability and challenge. Now, looking at the game's visuals, I said in my old review of Everybody's Golf that it was a better looking game than it really had any right to be. Now, I was basing that off of what the competition looked like over on PSVR at that time. Now, since then, Golf Plus has risen to be the dominant and of course licensed golf game to beat. But I gotta say, I think my statement still holds true here with Everybody's Golf. Honestly, I had to look at my review notes just to make sure that this wasn't a Quest 3 only game, because Ultimate Swing Golf is a brilliant looking game, and with few exceptions looks every bit as nice as Everybody's Golf did on the PS4 Pro, and running at a higher resolution to boot. Now yes, Golf Plus is going for a more realistic look, and additional DLC courses have brought some improvements, but overall, Ultimate Swing Golf to me is easily the better looking game. With both games designed to run on mobile hardware first, Ultimate Swing's slightly cartoon approach to its visuals is simply a better fit for lower powered hardware. With a remarkably slick use of foveated rendering to gradually drop some course detail off in the distance, Ultimate Swing manages to keep the courses sharp, animated, and detailed where it counts, with a draw distance that actually really impresses, and it even manages to render blades of grass around you. Yes, the worlds tend to have a bit of a made by Nintendo look to them, as do the character models of the caddies, but it really never bothered me, as pound for pound, Ultimate Swing Golf made me feel more like I was enjoying a sunny day on the links than any of my time in Golf Plus. Though, I do need to mention that the flat cardboard cutout crowds and the animated clap clap wording needs to be optional to turn off, as it's horrible to look at and it's pretty cheese. And speaking of turning things off, when it comes to the sound side of things, I highly recommend you go into the audio controls and turn off the caddy speech and the music. The caddies never shut up, and the music sounds like something from an N64 cart, which, to be fair, is par for the course with any clap hands title. Thankfully though, the outside ambient sounds, while not incredible, are above average and do a nice job of creating that feeling of a living, breathing outside excursion. And when it comes to sounds in a golf game, I really just need that and the delightful ping of a well-placed drive. It does both of those, so we're good. Now quickly, before I get to my final thoughts and review score, I just want to mention the optional mixed reality mode that is available to Quest 3 and Pro users. There are 2 parts to this. The putting section, which essentially just has you place your ball and a hole in your play area, and it's neat, but that's about it. However, the second part, which is essentially a driving range that lets you choose tee shots from any of the game's holes, turns your living room into a virtual golf screen like you might see at a sports bar. The experience was actually way better than I expected it to be, and it felt really immersive, as I could fire off some shots, then sit down on my couch to have a drink while butterflies and grasshoppers moved around my play space. If you have a mixed reality headset, I highly recommend you try this out. And that brings me to my final thoughts and review score. I wouldn't consider myself a massive golf fan, but I do enjoy getting out on the course when I can. And I definitely love a good VR golf game, as I think it is an absolute perfect fit for this medium. Everybody's Golf on the PSVR was a standout golf experience, but its lack of any campaign or career mode when combined with the complete absence of any online multiplayer really hurt it. Ultimate Swing Golf doesn't have a career mode, which is still a really missed opportunity, but outside of that, it takes everything that was great about the first game, refined it, added in more courses, and most importantly, lets us play with our friends. Its hyperreal, almost cartoon approach to its visuals really works here in the headset and complements well its simcade approach to the game of golf. It could use a few more courses, and I hope to see more DLC in the future, and of course, it could use a proper career mode. But it's a must-own for anyone with an interest in the game of golf. The VR Grid gives Ultimate Swing Golf an 8.5 out of 10. Anyways guys, I'm out of here, and I'll catch you on my next video.